I'm going on a trip tomorrow to the Red Rock region of southern Utah. Specifically, we're going to Capitol Reef. And 2 days ago, when I found out about this trip, I was like, hey, wouldn't it be fun if we did like a desert photo shoot or something? Because typically when I go somewhere that's not just like my town, I like to pick like an outfit to make or a character to cosplay, and I will put the whole thing together and then bring it with me. Like that's where these images kind of spawned from. And the last couple of times that we went to southern Utah, we did Star Wars and Dune, and I loved both of those things because they were easy to pack, easy to clean, easy to change into, and the location really fit the overall vibe. This time it's like much shorter notice, and so I'm not going to do a full-on character, but I think what I'm going to do is maybe just like an aesthetic Red Rock photo shoot and just kind of have fun with it. I already have a few items in my closet that I'm just going to pull from. Like again, I'm leaving tomorrow and I still have to pack, I still have to clean my house, I still need to cook and like prep all of the meals and stuff because we're going camping. We're not staying in a hotel or anything, we're just like overlanding, stop at different places to camp the entire time. But I think I have enough time and enough space like in my suitcase to pull an outfit together and then maybe make some small modifications. I'll show you what I have already. Okay, so this is what I've got. This lace dress, it's got some tiered action to it. I made this dress out of some curtains like forever ago. I thrifted the curtains and they were in okay shape when I thrifted them. I patched a few of the holes, but since making this dress and traveling with it and wearing it, it does have a few spots that need a little bit of attention. So I will be fixing just a few of the tears and rips that happen just from like general wear and tear. Plus this is old fabric. Like I don't know exactly when the fabric, like what era the fabric is from, but it was curtains, and so I'm guessing maybe like the 1970s, early 80s, like they hung on someone's wall for a while, and you can tell that from the discoloration. So I've got this, and then I have this white jacket. This is not my style. Like I've never worn this jacket, but it's in my closet. It literally still has the tag on it. But I bought it for a really specific purpose because I wanted to turn it into like a fringy jacket, like with like long fringe on it. So I've got like, it's not very much. I wish I had double what I have here, but I'm just gonna have to make this work. I've got this fringe. I'll make it look pretty in a minute, but I'm gonna put it like on the sleeves and then like across the back. So like when I shimmy, it's like full on shimmies effect or something. And then I also have a white hat. Well, it's more of a cream hat and some boots. I'll go get the hat. Hat and boots. We got that, and then we've got these like chunky platform boots. Yes. Yeah. I don't know, it's kind of like Western inspired, a little bit deserty. I like the white because the red rocks will most likely be behind me in some capacity. So at this point, all I really have to do is fix a couple of the massive holes and then sew the fringe onto the jacket, and that's pretty much it. Friends, sometimes you just have to do fun things, even if it doesn't mean anything. Like this is not for a campaign. This is not for like a job. I'm just doing this because this is one of my favorite pastimes. When I travel, I like to have cool pictures of the places that I've been. Sometimes that involves a little bit more thought ahead of time to put an outfit together and then just pack it in. And sometimes you don't have enough space in your suitcase and you have to make something else work. But in this case, I think what we got going on here is like maybe a look. I could be totally wrong because all of the colors are slightly off from each other, but maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe that'll create dimension. I don't really know. But in this house, we craft the pajamas, so let's get to it. Woo! I had so much motivation when I filmed that first part of the video, and I was like, yeah, let's do this. And then I sat on the couch and I watched TikTok for like 30 minutes. Like, what is my problem? Honestly, I just need to like set some screen time boundaries. I'm cleaning up the table so I can use it. It's not that I don't want to do this project. I do want to do this project, and I have a deadline. Like, I need to do it within the next like 20 minutes probably, because I still have to pack my stuff and then get the truck ready to go, and like I have things that I need to do. But I am addicted to screens. Yeah, screen boundaries. I need to set some boundaries as I turn on my TV so that I can watch TV while I sew. That's different. Okay, last time I used this, I was embroidering, so I've got to set my machine back up for like regular sewing. 10 out of 10 recommend this machine. This is a really good one. It's the Brother SE 1900, and this is like not sponsored or anything. I just genuinely think this is a great machine. I bought it because of the embroidery abilities, but it has quickly become my favorite everyday use machine, partly because my actual everyday use machine is broken. I let a friend sew on it thinking it would be fine, and it stopped working after they used it, so friendship over. Oh my gosh, if I could get this pin in. What is my problem? I'm just struggling. My hand is covering it, but like getting this to go back on there, freaking tricky. I got it. Wow, I'm looking really... What is this? Did that just... Oh my gosh. If you're ever watching my videos and you're thinking, man, she looks rough today, just know it can get so much worse. Just so much worse. Like I was saying earlier, there are a few spots in this dress that are just like shredded. I mean, you can see these are like massive holes, and I have fixed quite a few spots in this dress already, and I'm honestly just gonna keep fixing it until it's just nothing but zigzag stitches, because that's typically how I fix these guys. I just kind of like line up where the hole is under my presser foot, and I just zigzag on either side all the way down until it's somewhat back together again. I fully expect more spots to rip. Like this one's, I've already fixed this spot, and it will probably rip again. And again, like I think I paid probably less than $6 for all of this fabric at the thrift store, so I'm not mad about fixing it every time I wear it. And hopefully it photographs well. In the past it's photographed really well, and I've thought, hey, maybe I should make this exact dress, but like in a more substantial fabric. That day is coming, but it is not today. Today we are patching holes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, ziggy zaggy, ziggy zaggy. Ooh, it's getting stormy and I need to clean my windows. Honestly, cleaning my windows, probably not gonna happen. These are really high up. You guys, I feel just as distracted editing this video as I felt while filming it. All of my thoughts are just absolutely everywhere, and I'm just doing the best that I can with that at the moment, which doesn't seem like that hard of a job, but on my end of things, I'm struggling. Okay, thankfully this didn't take very long. I ended up just deciding to fix only the really big holes. The small ones, they're just gonna get bigger, and I don't have the patience to keep fixing them. So this is what we've got. I think it might be worth it to just kind of like explain how I made this dress, because obviously I'm not remaking it for this shoot. However, I probably will remake a version of this dress if I ever find some similar lace again, because I think it's really, really pretty. So let's talk about how the dress was made. It's super, super simple, and I wanted it to be like somewhat size inclusive without using elastics. So like the bust of it is quite large. Like it fits, I would call it 2X, 3X, which means it can fit bigger bodies and smaller bodies. It obviously looks different on whoever's wearing it, but I've photographed it a couple of times on different shaped bodies, and it looks good pretty much every time. And then the top is like literally just the edge of the curtain, like that's what this detail is. There's one seam just right here, and then it's just like one big rectangle, and then I sewed on a long rectangle. Oh, I missed that spot. And another long rectangle. I don't know how I missed this gigantic hole. We will be fixing this one. But yeah, so it's just 3 rectangles that are gathered and sewn together, and then the top's just got these little straps, and like the bodice area is just like a shape. None of it's fitted, it's very flowy, it's very informal, but it kind of works. Okay, I'm gonna fix this spot, and then I'm gonna move on to the jacket. As far as the jacket goes, I've just kind of laid it out flat, and then I put a pin right there. I put a straight pin in the middle of the center back. Yes. And then I found the very middle of my fringe and put a pin there as well, because my plan is to just like match these guys up and see how much length I have. If I have enough length to double it up anywhere, I want it to be more on the sleeves and less on the back, because I feel like I'm gonna get more movement out of the sleeves than I will out of the back. So I'm just gonna see how much fringe I actually have, because I really don't know how much there is in relation to the length of the jacket / my arm span, which is like 6 feet. I've got really long arms. My goal in attaching the fringe to the jacket is to make it sturdy but easily removable, because I want to have the option of reusing the fringe in the jacket one day. As I said earlier, this isn't really my personal style, so I'd like to be able to repurpose both pieces and keep them for other projects. And long fringe like this is expensive. Your girl is made of gas, not cash. Oh my gosh, you guys, I wrote that line as a joke and it made it into the script. And I say the word script freaking loosely. If you've been watching my channel for a while, I think you know by now that I just kind of say whatever comes to my mind because these videos are not tutorials, it's just me sharing my process, even if the process didn't work and got ugly. If you learned something from my content, that's on you. Sewing the fringe onto this jacket has been on my to-do list for like 3 years. This is a pre-pandemic project and I just haven't willed myself to do it for no good reason at all. And I kind of love how it looks. It's a little bit, okay, it's a lot of bit Elvis. Part of me also kind of thinks maybe a little bit like Vegas Barbie, if that's a thing. But definitely like bulking up the fringe on the arms was totally the way to go. At this point, all I have to do is sew it on. I think I'm just gonna do like a bunch of back stitches to sew it on because even though I bought this jacket and this fringe for this purpose, my brain says make sure you don't ruin the jacket or the fringe by using hot glue or tiny stitches. So I think I'm just gonna do some hand stitches really quick and we're good. Like this? You see that movement? The swoosh? Like who is she? I feel like a rodeo queen. Like I said earlier, I am just backstitching the fringe onto the jacket. The backstitch stitch is sturdy, strong, and easy to unpick, so it's ideal for this project. I did have to use some needle nose pliers to push the needle through the denim because it was just so darn thick, and my fingers alone could not keep pushing the needle through. Work smarter, not harder, folks. This would have taken twice as long if I didn't have the proper tools, and in this case, the needle nose pliers that I stole from my mom's toolbox when I was 16 are exactly the right tools. So the moral of that story is stealing things from your mom is just fine if you're doing cool things with them, I think. Making the outfit is fun and all, but now we actually have to get to the place where I'm planning on taking photos, and in this particular scenario, we just kind of drive around the desert looking for cool things to look at. We had a really bad flood year, so we didn't really know how deep this river actually was. Denise and my mom got out and waded through it. Turns out it wasn't so deep, and so we just drove straight through it, but it feels like we're on another planet out here. Eventually, we came up on these rock formations that are called the Temple of the Sun and Moon. There are 2 of them, and they're kind of near each other. And with storm clouds starting to roll in, we decided this is the spot, and it is photoshoot time. As usual, here are some behind the scenes of the photo shoot. These boots were made for being a Winx fairy and not for walking around the sandy, rocky desert. This dress has a few more holes in it now, but as I think you all know by now, I don't really care all that much about the dress. I always want photo shoots to be fun, glamorous, and fast-paced, but the reality is that it's usually super hot or super cold and it takes time to get the settings and poses right, and you just have to work with what you've got. In our case, it was high sun, which is my least favorite time to take pictures because they kind of end up looking a little flat and they don't glow like sunset pictures do, but I'll take what I can get. Tips for when you are traveling and wanting to do photo shoots: sunglasses, hat, hair extensions. That way you don't have to do very much makeup and you don't even have to do your hair. Pull it right out. My hair's going back up in a ponytail. I'm taking all of this off and putting my sweats back on. It's so hot. I'm sweating. Very thirsty, but it was totally worth it. I hope. I don't know. I didn't look at the pictures yet. And because absolutely nobody asked, my method for changing in public is simple. Be quick and do your best not to be completely exposed, because this is not that kind of YouTube channel, you little nasties. The photo shoot was just one day of a 3-day long trip through the Capitol Reef Desert. We camped in a tent and I did not sleep very well for a multitude of reasons, but it was still a fun trip and I would definitely go back because somehow we missed the most important landmark of all, Fem's nipple. Who's in charge of these names? It's honestly worse than the Tetons being called the Tetons. If you know, you know. Also, we're going to the Tetons next, so if you have any cosplay outfits or suggestions for really pretty mountains in the background, comment them down below. I would love some input. I mostly just slept on the road home, but the 10 minutes that I was awake were super crucial because I spotted a family of 3 deer trying to cross the interstate, and I yelled, "There's a deer, there's a deer, there's a deer!" And my husband was able to slow down in time so we didn't collide with the animals. Some call me a hero, some call me a crafter. I go by both now. let's discuss. I got back from Capitol Reef yesterday. We unloaded all the truck and I got in the shower and washed every article of clothing that I brought on that trip because it all smelled really gross like campfire, which when you're out in the wilderness, the campfire smells awesome. But when you come home and you smell like outside and campfire, a lot of soap and a lot of hot water will do a ton of good. Thoughts on the outfit? Honestly, I think it looks fine. I don't think it's the most spectacular, amazing thing I've ever made / put together, but that was kind of the whole point of the video, right? You don't have to build everything from scratch to plan a photo shoot or an outfit. You can just shop your closet and fix small things and add small things just to kind of like, you know, give it that pizzazz. I think one of the strengths of the outfit was the texture of the lace, the fringe, and just the overall semi-monochromaticness of the whole look. I realized that the jacket is not the same color as the rest of the outfit. I would say most of the outfit's kind of like a dingy cream, and the denim jacket is just very white. That didn't translate as well as I kind of hoped that it would, but I mean, it's all trial and error anyway, so who even cares? Side note, I'm talking in my mini microphone because I'm still doing laundry from the trip, and there's like a zipper or something being tumbled in the dryer, and it's so loud, so I'm hoping that this doesn't pick it up because the regular audio totally did, and it was really, really annoying, so I had to start all over. This is the second time I've recorded this. Things I didn't like about the outfit? Honestly, nothing. I think it was just fine. I think it served my purposes very well. It was easy to pack. It's easy to clean. Like, it's white, so I just wash it or bleach it or put some vinegar in it or put it out in the sun, and the sun will just kind of like brighten things up again, and it's just fine. Every time I go on like a vacation or a little trip, I like to plan ahead and have a few outfits to wear just so we can photograph them in unique and interesting backgrounds, because if I just stayed where I lived, it would be nothing but farmlands and other people's houses. I don't know, it's just one of those things that I really enjoy doing, making outfits, creating wearable art, and then wearing and photographing that in unique and interesting locations. It brings me joy, it brings me peace, and honestly, I love editing the pictures afterwards while watching movies. This is my hobby. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that anyone even cares that I'm doing any of this stuff, because I think it's kind of cool and it's fun. If you have not subscribed yet, now is the time. Hit that bell icon to get notified when I post, which lately has been on Tuesdays? ? More videos are on their way soon, and in this house we craft in pajamas.